Hey friends, my name is McCormick and I'm an executive function coach. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to become an executive function coach so you don't have to make all the mistakes I made on my way to becoming one. This video is for educators, mental health professionals, specialists like occupational therapists and speech language pathologists who want to learn the core skills of executive function coaching and become certified to do so. I'm going to walk you through some key steps on how to become an executive function coach, my top 3 mistakes to avoid, and next steps if you're ready to take action. So first things first, many people ask me, do I need a specific license, credential, or certificate to become an executive function coach? The answer is no. You don't need any special certificates or license to become an executive function coach because executive function coaching is an unlicensed profession. It definitely works in your favor and builds trust with prospective clients to have some type of background experience that helps you be prepared to be an executive function coach. Having a specialized certificate can further your ability to effectively serve students and support families. So I recommend coming into executive function coaching with some type of credential or certificate in one of these 3 areas. First, you have background as a credentialed teacher and you have teaching experience. Now, there are many reasons for this, but the most important is that credentialed teachers have a lot of experience teaching planning, organization, time management, communication skills, and much more to students in need. You may not know it, but as a teacher, you've probably been teaching executive function skills all along. When students come to you not knowing how to plan out a project, not knowing how to task initiate on something that feels overwhelming or difficult, or not knowing how to communicate their need for accommodations or modifications when something is just too overwhelming. The second area that I think really enhances your ability to be an executive function coach is a background in educational therapy. Now, if you've been credentialed as an educational therapist through some type of certifying body, or you've gone through the coursework for the Association of Educational Therapy, you're ready to go to dive into an executive function coaching certification program, or potentially even just get started. To learn more about this, check out the link in the description for what is educational therapy and how you can become one. Lastly, I think it's really powerful to have a master's level degree in a related field, such as being a licensed social worker, school-based counselor, speech language pathologist, occupational therapist, or school administrator. So once you've got the foundation with one of those degrees or backgrounds, the next step I recommend you take is going through some type of certification program. This is going to prepare you for the ins and outs of executive function coaching. Topics that should be included in the certification program you choose include how to run effective meetings with students, how to work carefully with parents, how to review school documents like IEPs and 504s, how to develop a clear plan of service, how to manage case notes and keep student information confidential. And lastly, I love when a program includes tips for how to manage your executive function coaching business, such as how to set up your terms and policy agreements, how to write effective case notes and communicate with parents, how to set up billing and invoicing for new clients. The next step I recommend you do is identify if you want to work for yourself and run your own executive function coaching business, or if you want to work for an established coaching business. Now, if you're wondering about options for companies that you can work for, you can Google executive function coaching in your area to identify if there are any companies near you that you could work for, or you could also explore working for one of the larger online companies in the United States. Some of the ones that come to mind when I think of this are Life Skills Advocate, which is based out of Washington, Beyond Booksmart, which is based out of Boston, or Executive Function Specialist, which is my company based out of California. There's a bunch of other smaller companies throughout the country, so just do some Googling and find something that aligns with your mission and values. Now, the next step is to keep your skill set continually up to date. And one of the easiest and best ways to tap into this is to attend the Online Executive Function Summit, which is each year in August before the school year starts. This is ran by Seth Perler, who's a very experienced executive function coach who also runs his own community of parents and educators. So what I recommend doing is Googling the Executive Function Online Summit and then keeping your eye on your email so you can see what speakers are coming up and check out the ones that appeal to you. Another person to follow is Sarah Ward, who runs ongoing seminars on executive function skills. Additionally, if you'd like to check out my weekly newsletter on executive function skills, you can go to efspecialist.com/newsletter or check out the link in the description, and you can sign up for my newsletter, which goes out each Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, where I share my top tips on executive function skills and coaching. Now, before we end, this wouldn't be a proper YouTube video if I didn't share with you my top 3 mistakes to avoid when you become an executive function coach. My number 1 mistake to avoid is doing everything on Google Sheets or Word docs and paper. What you really want to do is establish a CRM or customer relationship management tool. I recommend using Tutorbird, where you can track your case notes, You can bill an invoice. You can add your Zoom link to be sent automatically to your clients for upcoming meetings. You can set up your policies and procedures using an online sign-up form so you don't have to gather all that information by hand. You can also use it to track team members' times if you ever end up hiring other coaches. When I first started my EF coaching practice, I was doing everything on Google Spreadsheets, Google Docs, and things were getting lost and confused. It wasn't good for my executive function. But when I started my podcast, Earn More Tutoring, I learned from Joanne Kaminsky about TutorBird, and it was game-changing for me. So I highly recommend you start there rather than waiting till you've got a bunch of information and data that you'll have to transfer over later on. The second biggest mistake I see people making is not including parents in the process. So I think it is critical to engage parents, get their input, and then use that to find a working solution with students. And the way you do this is through a process I call the family team meeting. The quick overview of the family team meeting is that it happens every 4 to 6 weeks in the coaching process. And during that meeting, you as a group identify what's going well, what needs to change, and who does what by when. Because it's not about the coach, it's about the team approach. And everyone needs to play a role. If you want to learn more about that, check out the link in the description. My last mistake to avoid is trying to do everything alone. It's really important as you develop your coaching practice to be around like-minded professionals who can help you grow and think differently. When you do this, you're going to get great ideas that are going to accelerate your progress and help you be a more effective coach, as well as not feel so alone in a profession that's sometimes isolating. If you don't know how to do this, you can always explore joining a membership community like Seth Perler's Learning Lab, Gretchen Wegner's Learning Lab, or my Executive Function Coaching Academy membership, where you can get support multiple times throughout the month and connect with like-minded peers who are going to help your growth. So just by watching this video, you've taken an important step in becoming an executive function coach. Now, I don't know what the next step for you is, but if you have any other questions, wonders, or just need help, drop a comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, please support my channel by clicking like, subscribe, and the little bell to get notifications. If you're interested in getting more videos like this straight to your inbox, definitely check out the link in the description to get my weekly newsletter, and I'll see you in the next video.